What's up, everyone? It's another episode of Draw and Talk, and just want to talk to you guys about being creative, having a good time, and if you don't want to watch the video, that's fine, I understand. But if you want to listen, that's cool. Today's topic is, what can you learn from making comic books? Someone asked me that. They asked me, Tyler, how come you chose to do comic books over other art mediums, and what have you, I guess, learned from doing that? Well, I've been making comic books since I was like 5th grade. I was introduced to them. Yeah, 5th grade I was introduced to them. I was introduced to a manga by my friend Chad at the time, because we're not friends anymore. And I was just blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, like it was during the time when Yu-Gi-Oh was huge, and I was really big into Yu-Gi-Oh, and he showed me the manga for Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was like, wait, it's a book? And I was reading it, and I was like, this is so freaking cool that you can turn comic books are such like a visual medium that I can like read but like see what's happening on the page. And I thought that was so cool. So we started making our own comic books, and I made a comic book called The Quiet Spy. And he was anything but quiet. I think I had like 500 pages worth of like printer paper and pencil comic book art, and I still have all of the issues that I did. It's funny going through them. Maybe I'll go through them today on my own. But I don't know. I just like love the medium of comic books. The fact that you can tell a story and you can visually represent it on the page. But what can you learn from making comic books? This is a big thing. You can learn a lot about making comic books. And when I first started like actually trying to make comic books that I could sell, that looked like somewhat professional, this is when I learned a crap ton. So I wrote down some notes, and the first thing was the importance of time and preparation. I know everyone's like, well, duh, you gotta prepare, but I had no idea like the actual amount of preparation that I needed to put into this, as well as the time. You hear that these professional artists, they work maybe around 6 to 8 hours on a page. And sometimes I know that like if you follow Greg Capullo on Twitter, he'll be like, yep, there's my 13-hour day done. And you're just like, oh my gosh, like that is a long day. And I didn't realize how long it would take. I'm someone who wants to see the finished product as soon as possible. I don't like waiting. And so if I at first, the beginning of it was I wanted to make this comic book as fast as possible. And I would spend maybe like an hour on the page, and I'm like, how much more can I put in? Well, if you look at the quality of those pages, yeah, there was a lot more things that I could have put in. Maybe just scrap the whole art, all the art, and then made a decent book. But that's because I did not understand the actual time and preparation that would be needed to make a comic book. Also, what you can learn about making comic books is the importance of sacrificing things that aren't really important. If making comic books to you are really important, if that's something that you are passionate about, you need then to figure out what you aren't really passionate about and kind of scrape those things out of your life. So this is what I mean. Think about all the things that you really enjoy doing, and think about how much time it takes to do those things. For example, do you like playing video games? How long do you spend playing video games? I mean, video games are such a time waster. And I'm not harping on anyone who plays video games, because guess what? I play video games all the time, but I prioritize when I play them and how much I play. But if you're sitting down and playing like 3 to 4 hours a day, and then you're like, oh man, I don't have enough time to make comic books. It's like, no, you had 3 to 4 hours to make comic books. You just chose to play video games instead. I will maybe play an hour tops a day of video games if I really feel like it, and then the rest I'll spend making comic books. And keep in mind, I have a regular day job. I'm currently going to school, and I'm, trying to keep a social life, hang out with my girlfriend, hang out with my family, and still work on like commission work. So it's all about sacrificing things that aren't really important and making time for the things that are. And if comic books are important to you and something that you want to, put time in, you're going to have to delete some stuff. Also, maybe try to double task on some things. While I make comic books, I watch TV, but I make sure that they are shows that I can just mainly listen to the dialogue. So that's either documentaries, podcasts, video podcasts, comedy shows, because most of it is just the jokes that are happening, especially if you've already seen the show. I definitely recommend that if you're going to be drawing a comic book and watching TV at the same time, you should watch something that you are very familiar with, like re-watch a show, because you know the scenes in your head and you're already familiar with the characters and what's going on, and all you have to do is just listen, and that will keep you going. So yeah, sacrifice things that aren't really important. Another thing is, before you even make the comic book, is you get to, while you're making the comic book, you learn if making comic books is really important to you. And you find out if you either have you find out if you actually have what it takes to make a comic book, or if you just like the idea of making one. And this is why. Making comic books is work. I don't care what anyone else says, like, oh, making comic books is fun. And they are. Making comic books is so much fun. I have so much fun when I make comic books, but it is work. It is time consuming. Oh my gosh, like, there are nights where I'm just like drawing for hours or writing. It's work, guys. And there's a lot of work, like writing the script is work. Creating the ideas is work. Creating characters is work. Creating a plot is work. Getting the pencils done is work. Inking, work. Coloring, work. Letters, work. Hiring those people to do all that stuff is work. And then once you have all the art done and your book is finished, compiling it all into one single book is work. Getting it printed is work. Then marketing it is even more freaking work. And it's crazy. Like, it is just work. And now, I am not a marketing master. I'll be honest. I probably could do more marketing for myself and my books, and I don't do as much as I should. And that's something that is going to be changing within the coming months, because I really need to market my books better. But it is just so much work, because I'm doing like all the pre-production stuff and the production stuff, that to do the post-production stuff, like all the marketing, is just more work, and I just don't have time to do it. But I'm gonna make time, trust me. So yeah, you need to one thing you do learn when you're making comic books is how hard it is to actually make a comic book, and the amount of work that it takes to make a decent comic book. I remember when I first started going for it, I was like, oh my gosh, why is this so much work? Why is this so hard? Why can't I make this page look so perfect? And it was because I wouldn't put in the work that was necessary to make a page look good. And maybe that meant that I had to spend a couple hours a day just learning how to draw, watching video tutorials, buying books, and practicing those tutorials. It's a lot of work. And someone once said, oh, Tyler, it's just so easy for you to make a comic book because you're a writer and an artist. And I'm like, dude, did you see the artwork that I was producing like 3 years ago? Like, it was freaking awful. And only up until recently have I been very comfortable in saying that my artwork looks somewhat decent. But I'm still learning. I'm nowhere near professional. But to say that I haven't worked on this for the last 3 years is an utter joke. An utter, like a cow. Yeah. So. Yeah, another thing that you learn while making comic books is you figure out if you're teachable and if you can take criticism. The indie comic book world is just full of critics. Some of the people are super nice and are willing to help you. And then other people are just straight up jerks, and it sucks. But you learn how to take that constructive criticism. And if you can't take criticism of your work, you probably shouldn't be making comic books. If you want to make professional quality comic books, and if you want to do that full time, know that, you're creating a product, and people are either going to like it or not like it, and you're going to hear both sides. You might hear only good things, in which case, congratulations, but I doubt that. I mean, look at comic book rock stars right now, Scott Snyder. Everyone adores Scott Snyder. Everything that he touches is the holy grail of comic books. Doesn't mean, though, that he doesn't get criticism for his books. Doesn't mean that someone's oh, yeah, this sucked. And I'm sure he gets that. James Tynion IV and Jim Lee, they just came out with a book called The Immortal Men, and the first issue did not get very good reviews. I mean, James Tynion had a stellar run on Detective Comics recently. Jim Lee is a freaking god among comic book artists, and they didn't get good reviews on their comic book. And these guys are rock stars. So if they can take criticism and you can't, maybe you aren't up for it. So yeah. Another thing that you learn is while making comic books is you figure out where you excel and where you can't, and where you need to, and then you figure out when you need to bring in other people. And this is what I mean. So I know that and this is just my own personal opinion, but I feel like I excel in making a story, a good story. And something that I know that I have had to work on is making good art. That's something that I've struggled with. So, when I started making comics, I started with where I excelled. I was good at writing comics, but I wasn't good at art. So I hired people who were competent artists, and that was how I started making comic books. Over time, I started learning. I started learning how to color. I started learning how to letter. I started learning how to pencil and ink and get better at that. And 3 years later now, I feel competent in doing most of those things pretty well. But you learn at the very beginning what you can and can't do. And you learn that pretty fast. It sucks. And finally, the final thing that you learn, I guess, is you figure out why you're making comic books. I know a lot of people, when they make comic books, it's either one of two things. It's either your passion project, and you just really have the story and you want to put it in, or you want to go big and make money. And so the people who excel in this business are the people who can find a happy medium in between those two. Taking your passion project, but turning it into a business, but not going too crazy and trying to be a professional. And this is why. When you try to be a professional and make money, you probably are going to start doing some basic comic book tropes that have been done over and over. You're going to try to you're going to try to copycat what is going, the big thing that's happening right now, and you're going to lose your originality. Whereas passion projects are very original, but the problem with passion projects is there's no business-minded side to it. So if you can find a middle ground in there where you can turn your passion project into a business and into a professional story, then you can really succeed, I think, in both making a good story but also making some money off of it. If you don't want to make money and just want to do it as a passion project, go for it. I found that when I first started doing this, I was more towards the professional, and I was like, man, but I want to be a professional comic book writer. And I realized, I learned, because this is all about learning, I learned how hard it was going to be, and I learned all the sacrifices that were going to need to happen, and I realized I couldn't at the time do that. So I went down to the passion project side of it. But when I was at the passion side project of it, I just wasn't really gaining any money. I wasn't boosting myself as a professional person. I wasn't making myself as a businessman. That's a big thing, is a lot of people don't make themselves as a business person. And then now where I'm at is I'm in the very middle, where I'm still passionate about my projects. I'm keeping the originality, but I'm also turning it into a business where I can make money. I can sell myself. I can sell my work. And I can sell my product. And so, yeah, that's what I learned in the 3 years of making comics so far. And I still have a lot more years. I mean, I've been doing this, like, I think I can say that I've been doing this semi-seriously for 3 years. Like, making money off of it for 3 years. I mean, I started when I was in 5th grade, but we can't count all those years since it was just paper and pencil. But you gotta start somewhere. But yeah, those are the things that I learned. What are some things that you've learned while making comic books, or what are some things that you hope to learn when making comics? I mean, I didn't even go into the specifics of the things that I learned, like what I learned when penciling, what I learned when inking, coloring, writing. I didn't even go into those specifics. I just we're talking about just general stuff that I learned to do with life. So let me know if you guys want me to talk about that, and I probably will, maybe. But yeah, thanks guys for listening. This was a good episode. I'm really tired, guys. I had pizza. I'm lactose intolerant, so I've just not been feeling good. Yeah. My girlfriend's always like, don't eat the pizza. You're lactose intolerant. I'm like, I'm fine. And then the next morning I call her. I'm like, I'm not fine. I feel sick. Maybe I should make a comic book on that. Lactose man. No, yeah, lactose intolerant man, and his weakness is freaking the god pizza or something. That sounds kind of fun. But alright guys, you've been awesome. Hit the subscribe button and like this video if you feel like you want to do that. New episodes every Friday. So thanks guys so much. You guys rock.